There was nobody over there trying to talk to me. So I'm here. I don't know, I just wanted to come and talk to y'all a little bit. See what y'all are up to out here in these streets. Wait. No, but hold on. Oh, okay. Don't want y'all looking at the crap on my remember to guard your privacy. Okay. All right, so we in here like swimwear. Let's see who comes in and who joins the chat. But I don't know. I guess I'll just have a little bit of some skincare talk with you. If you guys have any questions about skincare or anything, go ahead and ask here. I also want to just bring more of my personality to you guys because I feel like I try to be more of like my personality. Yes, we talk about a lot of beauty here, a lot of things, but I also want to bring you guys like a little bit of my personality as well. So, I want to like have some conversation, and I've been watching some things lately on this so-called internet. And y'all, okay, so let me tell you something that I saw earlier. We're gonna talk about it, right? I was on TikTok. Yes, I have a TikTok. I'll probably link it down below, but I'm working on it. I just wanted to see what people like thought of it before, like anybody who doesn't know me and my platforms, what they kind of think about it. So y'all will get that pretty soon. Whatever. Anyways, so I was on TikTok and I came across this live chat of four girls, right? The one girl was just going off, just yelling. Not she was yelling, just very like passionate what she was talking about, but you couldn't understand or catch on because she was just going, 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 right? The other girl who was having the conversation with her was more in a calmer space. Like she wasn't as like aggressive. She was just more like, you know. So the situation with those two, right, is that now, mind you, these women are, I want to say, in their late 20s, maybe early 30s. These are not young women. These women are older. So I'm sitting here and I'm listening to the conversation that's going on this TikTok live. And pretty much the one girl is upset with the other girl. Well, not girls, they're women. Like I said, they're really like 25 plus, they're pretty grown. They're arguing because this this woman's man was talking to this woman, or she was talking to her man, but they were supposed to be friends. And as I'm sitting here and I'm watching this, and if you guys don't know, I'm a 34-year-old woman, grown. As I'm sitting here and I'm watching this, I'm like, why are y'all going back and forth over a man? Where, okay, so she's saying y'all not friends, you saying y'all were friends. And if she's able to talk to your man, obviously he what? Gave her access to him. So where is the accountability of you going after the man? And I think a lot of times women want to go at each other's neck and do all this, but if he didn't give her access, she wouldn't have it. Am I right? Am I wrong? Right? So it's just like I'm sitting here and I'm watching the situation. I'm just like, you gotta be kidding me. Number one, I'm never ever in my life going to go to another woman and like ask her about a man. Not at all. Like they both can go. Like if you're gonna give her access to you, obviously you're allowing it. If you are gonna be my so-called friend, and that's why people have to stop saying people are their friends and really know what friend is and what friend isn't, you gotta know. But it was just interesting to watch these grown women on TikTok arguing over who was talking to a man and who was not talking to a man. Y'all, get it together. Get it together. Never will I ever. Never will I ever. So, where y'all at though? 444 on the clock. You guys, these synchronicities are fucking following me around again. Like I'm seeing what was it yesterday? I saw 10, 10, 11, 11, 12, 12, 12, 22. So the synchronicities are they've been flowing. Now 111 has been on my ass. I don't know. It's been months. 111 has been just floating around and following me. 111 has been, it's been on. So yeah. But there's nobody on the slide yet. So I don't know, y'all. Do I have to get on my own live and watch my own live to make it seem like there's somebody I'm talking to? Oh my gosh. But yeah, so that was pretty interesting when it came to like watching that. And I was like, that's what you guys are doing. That's what y'all are wasting your time on, is arguing over a man on TikTok and y'all some grown women, you know. So don't do it. Don't be outside. Don't be out here and embarrassing yourselves. Don't be doing it. Uh-uh. Not at all. Um, there was another thing that I actually wanted to like we can talk about. So for me, there's something that I was talking about earlier on my live on Instagram. And he's an old friend of mine. Old friend of mine. He was telling me like, oh, you need to like speak more on that, like on your actual like Instagram and things like that, because it'll resonate with people a little bit more. And so that kind of stuck out to me, and I was like, you know what, I should. So I wanted to also talk about something that I mentioned earlier on my Instagram live. If you don't follow me, Euniycemari is my Instagram. But I said on there that the problem with me, or it's not a problem, but it can be a problem, is that I am good at reading people. You know, I can see through people. I can see the bullshit, right? And the problem with that is that once I sense bullshit, it's hard for me to act like everything is cool. Like, I'm not rude, but it's just hard for me to be like, "Hi, how are you? How are you doing today?" Like, it's hard for me to do those type of things. Like, I'm going to like call it what it is. I saw somebody. Oh, okay, Mariah. Hey, Mariah, how you doing, girl? I'm trying to give y'all more of my personality and being more like outside of the whole skincare talk, because I have there's levels to me over here. But I'm just talking about how I was live on my Instagram or whatnot, and so I was talking about how I can read people. I'm really good at reading the bullshit of people, and usually when I read the bullshit of someone, it's hard for me to smile and be all that. Like I may just be a little more reserved because I can see it. You ain't fooling nobody. You fool people, but you ain't fooling me, right? So I was just saying in that live that the problem with people is that they don't deal with their bullshit. And when I say bullshit, I'm talking about they're not dealing with the things about themselves that they are not um, taken care of. It can be past traumas, it can be bad habits, it can be just things that happen that they try to bury within themselves or live this false life or this false persona. And I was saying in that live as well that, usually those people, they die unhappy, they die sad. And it's kind of, I don't know if I should say that word on Instagram because I don't want them coming. Sayla, girl, what you doing? It's my cat. Oh, y'all saw that? Zayla, get down, mamas. No. Okay, my cat. Okay. So I said that, and I was like, it's kind of harsh, but it's true because I feel like if you're not living in your truth, you're not living your full potential of your life, right? So if you're putting on a facade, or you're being fake, or you're putting something towards the world that's not truly you, how are you ever truly happy? That is my question. Um, he said, I'm glad, and how are you? I'm definitely like hearing about different sides of content creators outside of their usual content and topics. And that is what I want to bring more. I'm good, thank you for asking. And that's what I want to bring more of myself to you guys, because there's more levels of me. And when I was having that conversation with an old friend of mine on my Instagram live, he made it very clear, like, you have a very great personality, you can share the side of yourself with others and give them great insight. And so he was like, you need to just open up, go on live more often, and give what you have inside of you. Because he was even telling me like he's learned so much from me. Like he's like, you taught me things that I didn't even like, know. So um, it's definitely something I want to open up more so on, and I want to talk about it because it is a part of me and it is who I am. Yes, I'm all about beauty, and I want to give that to you guys and skincare and all that. But there's also the other side of me that I'm a very spiritual woman. I'm a realist. I'm a Gemini. I'm an intellect. Okay, over analyzer here. Sometimes a little bit too much. Okay, I speak what's on my mind. Sometimes that gets me in trouble. It got me in trouble growing up. The mouth has been something that I had to learn how to use properly because words have power. I don't care what nobody says. What you speak has so much power, and even when you're speaking to other people, you can you can slice somebody with your words. And I had to learn like how you use your words is very important. Just like how you use your mind, what you think about, the energy you put out. Like all that has a an effect on your world. So it's just really like it's a whole collective of things. And I love to talk about astrology. I like to talk about things of the world. I like to talk about real topics of the world. A lot of people like shy away from talking about like the politics and the things that are going on in this world, which to me is so mind blowing because we're all in this shit together, right? So my thing is like I know it can get heated because people have their own point of views, and that's why it's important to keep your emotions over here and just be more here, but not many people can do that. People wear their emotions very on their chest, right? Okay, I want to talk to y'all about something, and I want to know how y'all feel about this. Okay, I know I'm not the only one who felt this way. I don't know if you heard the story about the woman's daughter that got drowned in Long Beach. And the father is, of course, if the father is the one who's been arrested and charged with it. And the mother came on and did a whole interview. If you've seen that, tell me you saw it down below. When this woman came on the interview, right, with the glasses on, immediately I was like, yo, something ain't right about this story. She lying, something not right. Literally dropped not one tear from them shades. And secondly, when a child whines when they cry, that's what she sounded like. It was not believable to me. I could not I was like, something's off. It's not working for me. So I sent it to a few of like my friends or whatever, and they said the same thing. Like they were like, oh no, like I got the vibe that like she was lying or like something's not right about it, right? And then when I was actually, reading the comments of different sources, people were like, oh my gosh, it's so sad. Like, to see her lose her child. And I hadn't seen anybody ever question it like something's off until a few posts of some other like sources started to say, like, something not right. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm like, with a lot of us, and I'm gonna say like more so like America and stuff, like emotion gets us. If you can put somebody on TV crying their eyeballs out about something, and we fall for it. I'm not gonna say we, because I am someone who doesn't go off of emotion. I acknowledge emotions. I'm not emotionless at all. I do acknowledge them. I take them in because there are some people who are no emotion, as in you can cry and they will have no empathy, no nothing for you. I for sure will. I will have that for you, but it's not something where I'm like, oh, come here. It's more so where I'm like, what's going on? Like, why do you feel this way? Like, break it down to me so I can help you. We can figure this out. I'm more, analytic on that one. But in this world, a lot of times we see tears and we immediately go off of tears. And I've seen so many people get because of that. You go off of tears or something and kind of find out the story was fake. That person was lying. They were scamming you, all types of situations, you know. Even the girl who put the glue in her hair, remember the girl who put the glue in her hair? I was like, so you telling me you went to a hardware store, walked into the aisle, picked up some industrial glue and thought that that was okay to put that in your hair. Now, for me, I was like, that's her fault. Like, that's you. You knew exactly what you were doing, but everybody was like, oh my God, I feel so bad for her. And I'm like, no, she's a grown woman who know how to read. I'm gonna read the comments real quick. Hey Pakistan, how you doing? Yes, exactly, exactly. So everybody had like the whole like they felt bad for her, and I was like, I don't feel bad for her. You did that to yourself. She knew better. I don't know if she was looking for a great like come up or I don't know what it is, but I just feel like you got to hold people accountable for their actions. Ow, we have so much technology. You can Google it and it will tell you not to put that in your hair. Like, to me, it's like you know how to operate a full on iPhone, iPad, computer, but you can't read the back part of a product. Come on now. Come on. Get out of here. And so I think like we overlook common sense for emotion a lot of times. Like I said, I'm not saying not taking it into consideration, but we have to be able to decipher and know when somebody's playing us. But tears get people. Oh, I've seen it happen so many times. So many times. I'm gonna tell y'all a story, okay? So I remember one time, years back, I had a client and her mom come in because I was gonna give them a wax. And the daughter starts to cry. And like I said, I'm a very like, what's going on? So she starts to cry, and I'm like, okay, what's going on? And then the mother starts to cry. At that point, I'm like, okay, first of all, I'm here to do a service for you guys. This is not a therapy session. Y'all had all the time outside to cry. You could have cried in the car before you came in. You could have cried, but you coming in here to get a wax and you crying. And now both of you guys are crying. I literally looked at them and I said, I need for you guys to get it together. And it may have been like harsh, but we're not here for that. I am not your therapist. I am not going to go over there and hug you and hold you. You're here to get a service. If you felt like you were emotionally unstable, you could either we have scheduled, you could have said, give me 10 minutes. Like, how both of y'all crying in my suite and I'm on a clock because I have a next client. I told them I need for you to get it together. And the mom was like, oh, I'm so sorry. She lost her job. And I'm sorry that is the situation, but I'm not here for that. That's what your local therapist is for. And so it may have been a little abrasive for some people, or if you feel like, oh, you should have embraced them. No, that's not what we're here for. I'm sympathetic, of course, but like you said, there's a time and a place for everything. Exactly. So I was just like, no, that's not what we doing. We not gonna be boohooing in my suite. Uh-uh. Nope. Wrap it up, or I'm gonna have to just you can go. Don't know how to self-soothe and manage their emotions in certain situations as adults. Yeah, that is true. I agree. And it's not a I mean, yeah, self-soothe. It's not only that too, but it's just like there's a time and a place for everything. So you gotta know when you come into a wax appointment, I'm not here to do all that. I'm here for you to cry in the car, cry when I'm done. But when the mom started crying, that's what that was the kicker for me. Like, how both of y'all crying? You just wasn't telling your daughter, okay, relax, let's do this. Both y'all crying? Oh Lord, I did not sign up for this today. Oh, no, no, no. Y'all want to hear some more waxing horror stories? I have such a handful of waxing. Oh, I'm a little muffled. Okay, hold on. It's my phone sits on the stand and that's what hold on. Can you hear me better? Because my phone sits on the stand and the stand muffles the phone. Okay. All right, cool. All right. So all right, I'm gonna share with you guys some more waxing horror stories. Or not horror stories, but waxing like problems. Okay. So I had a girl come in. She was a minor. She was 14 years old, and we were doing a Brazilian wax, right? So she comes into my suite, and the first she gets on the bed, and whenever it comes to me waxing minors, I'm very careful. There's I don't engage with them like how I would engage with an adult woman. I'm very careful because they are minors. So I process everything with them differently, which you have to. Okay, these are kids. Okay, they're not adult women. So she gets on my bed and she goes, um, does it look like there's something wrong with my vagina? When I tell you, I said, gloves off. I said, somebody else is going to wax you. Had her step out of my suite, right? Now, hi, Danny. Now, when I was telling her she could step out of my suite, she started crying and she was like, well, why? Why do I need to go? I said, because you asked something that's inappropriate and I don't feel comfortable. I don't feel comfortable with a 14-year-old girl asking me, is everything okay with her vagina? That's weird. It gave me weird vibes. I don't play that. Good night, Danny. I don't play that. Took my gloves off. I said, you can go out. She starts crying. She goes to the front. I tell them, have another waxer, be with her. Her dad is in the front, right? So she's trying to tell her dad that I was being rude to her. He's trying to tell her that I was being rude to her. And then her dad, I guess, asked her, like, well, what did you say? And she told her dad what she said to me. And her dad got mad and walked out of the center, like left, like walked out of the center. So I'm like, you already know your child is a problem, obviously. So the next girl takes her and she tells the next girl that I'm being a bitch and this and that. I'm trying not to curse on here, but I'm being, and all that and this and that. And I'm just like, really? So at the age of 14, you know how to bend the rules. You know how to bend the rules. But there's just, for me, I have my boundaries. And especially when it comes to minors, it's a no go. Yeah, trying to twist things, trying to make it seem like I was the one who was doing something, but you came here asking me about your stuff. I don't play that. Uh uh. Now, if it was a grown woman, because I had another girl ask me, she was 18. She was 18 years old, and I had a real good conversation with her because I said, why would you ask me that question? She's of age, so I can have that conversation with her. She's 18. So I looked at her and I was like, why are you asking me that question? And was like, where's your mom? Like, you don't talk to your mom about your private part. I am a real, like, I am not your mother. If you are getting a wax to go have intimacy with a boyfriend, which is what she was saying. But at 18, you're coming and asking me, is something wrong with your downstairs? You need to talk to your mama. Where's your mama? Where's your grandmother? Go sit and have that conversation with them because obviously they didn't teach you something about loving yourself. But you can go and do this for a man. But you asking me about your where's your mama at? Where you need to go talk to her about that. And that's what I told her. That's what I told her. I'm just and she's 18, so I was just like I can have that conversation with her because she's an adult. A minor, 14-year-old, I'm not gonna have that conversation with her because she's younger. You got to be careful. But the 18-year-old girl, oh yeah, why are you asking me that? Do you feel insecure about it? Well, you need to go talk to your mom about that. They need to give you some type of self love. You need to self love who you are in your body parts because obviously you don't by asking me that question. The day I have a daughter, y'all, she gonna be something else, man. The day I have a daughter, the day I have kids in general, I want to have a lot too. I want to have like four. Well, it's not a lot. I want to have like four of them, or at least three. I want to have more than one. Let's just put it that way. If I have two, I'll be good. I just want to have more than one. Because I grew up with siblings. I grew up with two brothers and two sisters. So I want to have a lot of siblings for my kids. Um, yeah. And that's why I was like, who are you talking to? Like to ask those type of questions, you shouldn't be coming to a complete stranger with those questions. And the fact that you're opening up your body to a man, so you can do that with a man, but you it just don't make no sense. But that's the reason why it is very important that for young girls there is that guidance for them, because if they don't have that guidance as young girls, they're going to turn into these women that are lost, and they're going to be going to these men for validation of self, of body, of sex. It all begins with the parents. As a mother, father, even fathers, y'all need to be having those conversations with your daughters. It needs to come from both ends, because women know more about certain things and men know more about certain things. There's game you can teach your daughter about men that the mom may not even know. And that's the reason why I've been waiting to have kids, because I'm your girl want to have a whole family. I don't want to be nobody's baby mama. I don't want my daughter or my son growing up without a father and they're like, no, 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 no. Because I need a whole complete powerhouse. Because you're right, they're going to be a handful. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. I do not listen. But it all starts, especially with the black community. I'm such an advocate for it. You guys don't know it, but I am such an advocate for like black young girls getting the extra care that they need, and black boys too, as well. But I more so zone in more on black girls, because I feel like they grow up they grow up in these situations without fathers, in poverty and stuff, and they're so lost, and they go to the outside world and they end up getting into prostitution and other things, trying to find that fulfillment that they didn't get when they were kids, even from their own mother. Even from their own mother, they didn't get that love, they didn't get that talk, that conversation. Let me tell y'all about something I seen on TikTok last night. Listen, I gotta talk about this on TikTok as well. There was a mother, if y'all haven't seen it, there was a mother, the daughter did something. I don't know what it is she did. The mother on TikTok recorded cutting the girl's braids out of her head. Like, pulled the braid, cut it. Black little girl, black mother, cut all her braids out of her head and told her, like, yeah, that's what you get for doing whatever it is you did. Then records the girl online saying, oh, do you feel embarrassed? And she's like, no. Do you feel like I degraded you? No. What the? I was angry, because I'm like, you don't understand what you are doing to her. Do you not know? Do you not know that little girl is going to grow up to be more than likely in an abusive relationship? Because you are already conditioning her that that is okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. This mother is doing it. And imagine what she's doing off camera to her. Cut that girl's hair off to, like, a little hair stick. Literally pulled the braid, cut it right at the root, and cut all her braids off like that on camera. And told her, do you feel embarrassed? You are setting that little girl up for fucking failure. Excuse my French. It pissed me off. Like, I was like, she needs to be jumped. The mom needs to be jumped. I'm sorry. Like, and that is abuse. That is abuse. That is a different, there's different forms of abuse, and people fail to realize. It's not just physical abuse, you have mental abuse, you have emotional abuse. That's a form of emotional and mental abuse. And that little girl, I really do feel so, like, my heart goes out to her. And I really do hope that somebody steps forward, and I don't know, a family member, somebody steps forward and does something, because that mother, she's not a mother. She is a wounded being who's taking her crap out on a child. And, oh, excuse me. Right. And I didn't read the comments, but they were saying that people in the comments were saying like you're the mother, so you're okay with doing that to her. What? Huh? Yeah. And the mother does have some issues though. If you're able to do that to your daughter on camera and embarrass her and to take your anger out on her, something wrong with you. And that's the problem. We got a lot of people who are mentally unstable having children. Mentally unstable having children and then putting that shit onto children. And that's how the cycle of abuse continues to go because you have people who should not be having children. They should be taking care of what? Their shit. They should be taking care of themselves first and healing themselves before they have a kid. But then they get pregnant, and y'all, I can go on and on and on. Yeah, she definitely does. And like I said, off camera, what do you think she's doing to that girl? We just saw this much of it. I can guarantee you she's calling that girl all types of names. She's degrading her, and I would not be surprised she's putting her hands on her. Because right before she like cut her braid off, the girl said, "No, mama." Like she said, "No, mama," and she said, "No." Like I'm like she was like, "No, you deserve this." What? Listen, my daughter can act a fool. I would never do nothing like that that's gonna break her. It is. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What was it? A few years ago, there was a girl who was online. Now the mother recorded this as well. It was going around Instagram for a while. The mother, okay, so there was a girl online who was talking to an older man and she was sending him pictures of herself. The girl was like 12 or 11 or something like that, right? The mother recorded her, right? Recorded her face and everything saying, "Oh, you're talking to men that are older and you think you're grown," and all that, putting her face out there. Now, pedophiles, people who have bad intentions, you just let the whole pedophile dark web world know that your daughter is sending nude pictures to men. So she's already vulnerable, number one. Number two, you always don't give a crap about her. So that makes her an easier target. So I'm like, that little girl, if she gets snatched up tomorrow and becomes into the sex trafficking, you as a mother allowed that because you just exposed your daughter. How was that ever a smart idea? You just fed her to the sharks, trying to teach her a lesson. First of all, I would have never. I would have had a really great conversation with her, and that man, if he knows, oh, you getting charged. You getting charged. Yeah, exposing her and her friends were on the live too, weren't they? Were her friends on the live? I don't remember her friends being on the live, but I know the mom like exposed her. She told her to like turn around or something. I remember she told her like turn around or something and like show her butt or something like that. And I was like, oh, so you just feeding her to the pedophiles. I mean, not to laugh, but that's not a good lesson. That's not how that is done. It's the craziest thing. Yeah, not getting to the root of the issue. And I also feel like this. If your daughter is acting out like that, it says a lot about you as a mother. What are you not looking at your child, or what are you not doing with your child that she feels she needs to do that? If she needs to go to grown men at 11 or 12 years old and show them her body, that says something is lacking. So the last thing I would do is embarrass her further. I would actually get her in some therapy. I would actually spend more time with her. I would actually really cater to that girl because she's going to grow up and be a woman. And if those issues are not resolved as a child, she can get into prostitution. She can get into drugs. It can get really nasty really quickly. People don't think like that though. They don't think about when these kids grow up. Drug addicts, being in abusive relationships, being an abuser. Let's not forget that. Because even though people don't like to talk about abusers, and abusers are always the ones that are like the bad person, abusers are also victims, to be honest. Because yes, it's not good they do that to other people, but they've been taught that. That's a learned behavior. A lot of abusers that you talk to, they watched their mom get beat on or they were beat on. So they regurgitate and they either, instead of becoming the victim, they become the abuser. But the abuser is also a victim. Not saying that it's okay. That does not excuse the actions of any of that. Are too caught up with social media and feeling it has to be in every part. Hold on, what you say? A part of their lives, things like that aren't supposed to be dealt with posting. No, they're not. They're not. Certain things are just not meant to be online. Period. And that is one of them. That is one of them because you just expose your whole child. And now the world knows, and those who have bad intentions, like people who look for kids to snatch up, that child is a perfect picking. Why? Because the mother already doesn't care. They're more vulnerable emotionally. So it's easy for you to give them something or make them feel comfortable to where you can have them come to you, lean into you. Listen, my mind can think of everything. It can go to the most darkest places in the fucking world. And that's the reason why I am able to tell people that it's not, you have to think of it from the darker side too. If a man can, a man of bad intention can look at that and go, damn, that little girl is vulnerable. The mom don't care about her. So if I come around, I can make her feel good or make her feel like she's loved, and boom, I got her. Easy picking. Come on now. Come on now. I don't know how much of this I can talk about on live. I think like I don't want them coming to get me or anything. I had moments of acting wild as a teen, but I've never been so overprotected. And told nearly everything in the world, evil, bad, explaining just mentoring fear. Oh, that's not a good thing either. People try to put fear in their children, and it does the opposite. People try to put fear in their children, and it does the opposite. And the fear part of it never works. Listen, the thing about it too is like we all been teenagers, and like that's why I was like, the day I have kids, I'm just gonna be honest with them. I've been a teenager, I've been a young adult, I know how it is. But you just have to have that open conversation to where your child can come to you. Because when you have an open floor, more than likely your child's gonna be able to talk to you about things. When there's no open floor, the world is going to teach them, and that's not what you want. I don't even have any kids yet. But not every parent knows how to approach these situations to prevent them since they grew up in a different time. I try to keep that. Yeah, I mean, that is true. That is true. But at the end of the day, like, you were a teenager once. That's why I look at, you look at you were a teenager, what you do? Actually, I'll be like, ask your mama what she did. Oh, she was in them streets when she was 13, 14, being wild. And I mean, that comes with it, but you just got to set that up to where you're like, listen, XYZ, come talk to me. Oh, y'all, my allergies. Excuse me. Some mothers don't care, but they have the funds. What they have the funds? What you mean? That is true. They have the funds. What you mean? They be getting that what? That child support? What you? They do care. And I mean, yeah, there are some mothers who do care. There's different types of parenting out there. There's no one way of parenting, but I just feel like the typical way of parenting doesn't really work if you're putting fear into a child. My kids walk to school, I keep my machete. Oh, wait, what? Girl, you got me all lost. So your kids walk to school and you keep your machete. Oh, so you walk them to school with a machete on you. I mean, I think every woman should have something on them. I don't care what it is. Bat, gun, machete, knife. I keep something on me, especially in this world. Listen, if you're a woman walking around these streets, I don't care where you live. If you are a woman, not even just a woman, anyone walking in these streets and you don't got nothing on you, no mace, taser, knife, anything, gun, anything, you are slacking and you are asking to be picked off. Not like that. But the way that things are going out here, you have to protect yourself. I have a little knife that I keep on me, a little, it's quick. I have no problem with defending myself. None at all. Because out here, they don't care. And I'm in LA, and y'all know I'm born and raised from LA. So y'all know there's been a lot of people getting robbed out here. And now we have to walk around armed and alert. Oh, you have to. Oh, you have to. You have to walk out. That's how I don't understand how are people still walking around with their heads in their phones. Like my head is on a swivel when I'm out. Swivel. Y'all know the Target in downtown LA. Me and my man was there the night before. And the next night there was a guy who went in there and stabbed people and all that. Walked in there, knife, started stabbing people. And I was like, we were just there the night before. So you don't know. Like things are insane. People shooting stuff up. But the amount of people that are getting robbed. I mean, but I ain't shocked. Let me tell y'all why, right? If you're familiar with LA, Beverly Hills, right? Beverly Hills is, more uppity, right? So, excuse me. So people feel more comfortable. They don't think violence or anything is going to happen there. That's where they have it effed up because those areas are the perfect picking for people who want to rob you. Why? Because your guard is down. They not going to the hood to rob nobody because their guard is up. They ain't gonna go to the hood and rob nobody. No, but going over there where your guard is down and you got your Rolex and your little Chanel purse and you just money just open, the house doors just open because you feel safe. That is the perfect picking. So I'm sitting here and I'm like, y'all gonna learn yet? Y'all still prancing around or you guys get it yet? There was one woman, a client of mine that I talked to, and she's like, oh, I don't have anything on me to protect myself. What are you doing? Oh, I thought it was safe out here in LA. Ma'am, you shouldn't think it's safe anywhere. You should always have something on you. Let me see what you guys are talking about. Tampa's bad. Oh, people giving very old energy when they're too close to lingering where I work. Mostly guys being a little creepy, but I learned how to distance myself to remove them from being. Oh yeah, definitely. People be having their car. Yep, their car doors unlocked. Yep. And then you wonder why they're doing those chases, and somebody run and open up your car door and get in there. Oh, and also about people getting close to you. A few weeks ago, at a different center that we're a franchise, so a different center, one of the girls was in the back on the phone or doing whatever, like in the back of the center. A homeless person walked up and punched her in her face, gave her a concussion, and broke her nose. Came just punched her in the face. And then he went to a Starbucks and punched another girl in her face. hmm And that's why I'm like, you have to be watching your surroundings because people, when you're not watching your surroundings, they can see that. I don't care about homeless, crazy, they see it. And he just walked up and punched her right in her face. Broken nose, concussion, homeless man. But if you were paying attention, you would have saw him coming. And that's why I'm like, you have to be alert. Awareness is very, very important. Oh my goodness, my nose. Allergies. Yeah, you have to be really, really like alert. And I'm always alert. I don't care where I'm at. I don't care where I'm at, what I'm doing. We were in Hollywood, me and my man one time, and there was a guy, a homeless guy walking around. Now I have bad vision. I can't see afar without my glasses. And I have astigmatism. But I saw clear as day he had a knife in his hand. And so there's people standing on the corner, like they don't see this man. walking around with this blade in his hand. And everybody's just like, are y'all really that desensitized? So if he starts stabbing people up on the corner, who fault is it? Because you guys just standing like y'all don't see it. And I'm standing across the street. And my man is standing, I'm like, yo, I think he got a blade in his hand. And he like, yo, I think you right. I'm like, I think he got a blade. It was a blade in his hand, just walking around. He looked irritated. And y'all standing there just like, I'm getting the F out of there. You won't see me standing around somebody with a blade. So I can become a victim? No, Susie, I don't think so. And this is why I'm talking about being alert and being aware. But as society, we are so out of the loop, desensitized. Society, we are so out of the loop, so desensitized. It's scary, you know. So it's like you guys see this man walking around with a knife and nobody moves. I know. But these people weren't even on their phones. They were just standing there, just chilling. Like you don't see this guy walking around with a knife. I'm getting the hell out of here. I'll walk down to the next crosswalk. It ain't that serious. Like, but it's just so desensitized. Like people just don't have any sensitivity to it anymore. Nope. Mm-mm. Listen, I know the homeless. I know there are a lot of homeless out here. Listen, the homeless in LA, I've been in LA all my life, right? I've seen downtown LA go from let me tell you, after 5 o'clock, nobody was in downtown LA. Now downtown LA is a whole nightlife, right? And so, and downtown LA, Skid Row used to be just in downtown LA. Now the homeless has spread throughout the entire city of LA. Like you go to Westwood, you go and you're seeing homeless. It's not in just one area. So a lot of times, that's another reason why I personally don't want to stay in. I don't plan on staying in LA, because I'm just looking at how things are going, and I'm telling you guys, in the next 3 years or so, LA is going to be homeless ridden. When I'm telling you, the homeless population out here is going to become ridiculous because in the last 10 years or so, it has spread like wildfire and it is continuing to spread. They are not doing anything about it. And not only that, the people who are homeless are younger people. And a lot of people move here from other states and they're shocked by the homeless and they're like, LA is so great. And I'm like, you don't even understand. You paying all this money for this rent, and you gotta come outside to a man shitting in the streets. I've seen so many homeless people's ass shitting in the streets. I am tired of it. I am tired of it. Okay. I have been at this apartment for a little bit over 2 years. Hey mama, you wanna say hi? Okay. I have been at this apartment for 2 years, and there's a street over, like a major street, and there used to be no homeless right there, right? When I first got over here, it was clear. Now, that whole side of the street is full of tents. There are homeless people walking over in this area with their carts, screaming in a matter of 2 years. It has spread further into this direction and beyond. So my thing is just like y'all sit up here and oh LA is so and LA is always home. Don't get me wrong. I love LA, born raised here, it's a lot of memories. But long term, why are you giving me the evil eye? Zayla, you wanna say hi? Okay, fine. But no, so it's just like I just really feel like and on top of that, if you're from LA, you probably know this too, they're building more apartments. I have never seen apartments go up so fast than what they are going up now. And that tells me a lot as well. Hmm. That tells me a lot as well that they're not building any more houses out here, they're building all apartments. What do you mean people can afford them? Like the apartments? I mean, yeah, people can afford them. It's just that when you come downstairs out of your nice little loft, You have tents in front of it. There, you know what? I've heard about that too. People are moving from Cali. Listen, I'm gonna be honest. I'm trying to go. I'm not trying to stay out here. California's doing some stuff. I don't know if y'all heard, but they not trying to have no gasoline cars at all by 2025. They're doing some weird stuff, and y'all, the taxes out here are ridiculous, ridiculous. And there's trash on the streets. My thing is, I'm paying all this for you guys in taxes. Why is there piles of trash outside? What are we paying? Um, yeah, I mean, yeah, people can pay for the apartments, but it's just we have homeless. That is just also they take homeless from other states that are colder and bring them out here because LA condones it. Okay, so this is the thing. LA allows homeless to live on the streets. Certain cities, like if you go to certain cities out here in California, you won't see no homeless because they don't allow it. LA allows the homeless to stay on the streets. So they give them tents and all that to stay on the actual streets. And that is another thing that I'm like, y'all not paying attention. If LA is allowing this, doesn't that seem weird? And y'all paying all this money? Yeah, so I've been thinking I'm ready. I'm ready to. I'm definitely not staying in LA. Right. And plus, since I grew up here, I see the difference. Nothing remains the same, of course, over time. But I'm just like, it's not like the numbers of homelessness are decreasing; they're increasing, and it's starting to become a little alarming at it as well. There's a place called MacArthur Park out here. MacArthur Park. If y'all ain't never ever been to MacArthur Park, check it out. If you ain't never been to MacArthur Park, definitely go and check it out. But um, they okay, so that whole park. Sorry, somebody was calling me, so I was distracted. That whole park had homelessness, like full of homeless people. Right? They cleared it out, moved everybody out, remodeled it. It's right back to what it was before because that's like full of homeless. Drug addicts as well. I've seen young people laid out, obviously on something, laid out in the middle of the grass, stone gone. And on top of that, too, I don't know if you guys heard, but they were giving people, oh, what is it? Syringes and things like that to use. Like LA was giving out things like that. So it's becoming a very concerning situation. It's becoming a very concerning situation. So I just don't see myself being here because I'm just predicting the future. Zayla, my cat, y'all hear that? She making all that noise. What you doing? Meow. Hey, what you doing? Oh man. But yeah, y'all. So there's so much. I'm about to get up off of here though. It's been almost an hour. That's a part of the public health I did learn about college. Yeah. Oh, is it? Okay, I didn't know that. So they give out because the people were mad. They were like, "Oh, how are you supporting it?" And I was like, "Well, if it's gonna stop the spread, I was thinking the same thing: the spread of like diseases, or I mean, it's better for them to be using clean needles. Like I would rather them use clean needles than sticking themselves with things that other people use and catching, other viruses and things of that sort. I guess it's better to be safe if you're gonna do it. So yeah, girl, what you doing? This cat. What are you doing, you weirdo? She likes to watch me. And that's good too, because you don't want to have nasty needles laying all over the ground. Oh yeah. She over here watching me. Her eyes, it's so crazy because her eyes change colors and it used to freak me out because I was like, are you even a cat? Like, what is this? Like, her eyes they're yellow on the outside, and they have like this greenish, bluish tint on the inside. But there are times where her eyes are just straight yellow, and then there are times where that bluish tint or that greenish tint comes forward, and it's just the rent. Like right now, that's how her eyes look, and I'm just like, your eyes are just yellow. Why are they bluish green? She's a tortoiseshell cat. I didn't even know she was a tortoiseshell cat um, until she started actually getting her spots. I thought she was an all black cat, but no, she's a tortoiseshell cat. So yeah. What do you? She is something else. She's about how old is she? She's probably almost about 2 years now. I got her when she was like 5 months. Yeah, and I'm not even a cat girl to be honest. I've always been a dog girl. I want a Dalmatian. Um, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to keep her. My man is very allergic to cats, so I may not be able to keep her. But I don't have a problem. Like as long as I find her a good home, if I can't keep her, then that's fine. But it was so unplanned. I didn't really expect to get a cat. Um, my grandmother had neighbors that found cats in the alley, and my grandma was like, "Oh, Eunice wanted one," and so they called me, and my sister sent me a picture, and I was like, "I want her." So their mom left them in the alley. I mean, there are some that are hyperallergenic, but there was another issue that I think he was a little bit concerned about was like scratching of the fabric. Now she's pretty good at not scratching things because she has post everywhere. So, and I mean, she got kind of listen, I discipline my animals like I would discipline children. So she knows like after being stared at, yelled at a few times, and popped on the butt, she gets it. So she goes to her post and she scratches. So she hasn't like scratched up anything, but he's like, I don't want her scratching her fabric and things. Oh, and animals are smart. Let me tell you, this one right here, don't she ain't stupid. Okay, so I don't allow my animals in my bed. I am sorry, especially cats. That litter box, when they get out of the litter box and then get into your bed, that is fucking disgusting. Nasty. She is not allowed in my bed and she knows that. That is one playground area you do not lay. Because I've had times where she's come out the litter box and had shit on her paw. Imagine if she got in my bed with that. You laying there in the middle of the night and she over there all stepping in your bed with a shitty ass paw. We just can't. We just can't. So she has her own little bed. She has her own thing. So the other day, she's smart. I had my laptop on the bed, right? She'll get in the bed, crawl in, and she lays behind the laptop. So when I got up to go to the restroom, I looked and she saw me. I saw her. I didn't have to say anything. She looked like, oh shit, and then like froze and then took off running because she knew she's not supposed to be on my bed. So I walk up to her and I'm like, Zayla, you know better. And she goes, like her ears go back and she goes back like, So it's like, you already know. You already know. Like she's smart. She's smart. And I used to like pop her, but I stopped doing that because the way that she acts, like when I would pop her, she would like you would think I abused her. Like, and that's why I was like, yeah, I used to pop her and tell her like no. But when I would pop her, she would like do this thing where she would like get all you know how animals are like they've been abused, so they're kind of like what's the word? They're like very like jumpy and stuff. Like she would get like that, and I was like, I don't want you being jumpy every time my hand comes out to you because it shouldn't be like that. And I don't want to take her to the vet and they think that I'm like beating her. So I stopped doing that. But now we have an understanding that I'm just like I don't have to like pop her. I just go, you know better, and she goes back like this with her little ears. Or what I tell her, I usually if she does something that she has no business doing, I I say I usually just look at her and she knows to go to the back. She goes in the back into her little cat house and she knows she's on timeout. Like we have an understanding. We have an understanding. There's only one time she got the beating of a lifetime, and that is when she pissed in my bed. Oh, that was the first time I couldn't believe it. Oh, and my mattress, I have a protector on it. Good thing, but I have a protector on it so where she can't, like, it doesn't go through to my mattress. But what did I do? I went to the bed. I pulled the sheet back, and I was like, "What's this whole spot in my bed?" When I tell you, once I noticed it was pee, you would have thought she was a she whooping, whooping. She got a whooping of a lifetime, and she was in timeout the entire day, and she ain't never did it again. So she knows her boundaries. She knows how far to go with me, and she tests me. Oh, she tests me. She be doing things, you know. But at the end of the day, she's a cat, so I let her, you know, I let her be a cat, you know. But she be tested. That girl. Mm. Yeah, I'm talking about you. The look on her face. Let me shut up. Say hi with your dirty cat tower. Say hi. Yeah, we talking about you. You gotta look at the camera. The camera's over here. No, this way. This way. Over here. Oh my gosh. See, she do what she wanna do. But she's a pretty cat. She's a pretty good girl. See, there you go. Say hi. And she's my first cat. I've never had a cat before. I'm a dog girl. I still want a dog. I want a Dalmatian, but I have to wait till I get a house for that. So yeah. Oh yeah, she's pretty. Oh, she's the girl is. I tell her she better stop playing. She gonna be hot. Girl, they gonna love her in the streets. Those alley cats. Ooh. And you pretty. Your fur nice and shiny. They gonna have fun with you. They gonna have fun with you in the alley. You keep playing. You become an alley cat. They gonna have fun with you, girl. You're gonna be pregnant in no time. She is not neutered though, because I was trying to get her neutered. Oh, well, this is like when COVID was going on. Nobody was doing it. They didn't have any space for cats at a free place that I was trying to get it done. And then on top of that, Petco was talking about like $1,000. I'm like, we not, we not. So she doesn't have like her little heat cycle like that anymore. So I don't know if like she's broken now. But I don't know. I thought about if I wanted to just let her have babies and be a mama. But then I don't want to take care of no kittens. But they'll be so cute. You want to be a mama? So I don't know. I don't know yet. And I always felt like it was effed up to like take a, take her womb away. Like who am I to, yeah, cut it out so she can't have no kids and have no desire to have sex? Like no, Grandma Eunice. No, 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 no. Not Grandma Eunice. Now I'm gonna have a bunch of kittens running around here. Oh my gosh, I wouldn't even know what to do. And she's not gonna take care of them. She gonna be like, my job is done. I had them. Good luck. I could see her being a mama though, but I don't know. So I don't think I'm gonna get her neutered. I don't know, but if I don't get her neutered, then I might as well go ahead and just let her have babies. Um, but we'll figure that out. Cause I was like, I don't want to just cut out her ovaries and stuff. That's kind of fucked up. We do that for population control, and because they go through their heat cycle, which is quite interesting. I listen. Your girl learned a lot over here because when she had her first heat cycle, I thought something was wrong with her. I was like, what's wrong with her? Do I need to take her to a vet? And I started Googling, and she was having a heat cycle. And it is so crazy. Oh my gosh. I've never had a cat before. This is my first cat. So when she started doing the little dance with the booty in the air, I thought it was funny. So I would put music to it, like doom, doom, because she would do the little whole booty dance and stuff. But their heat cycles look painful. Like I feel bad for her sometimes. I'm like, that's the only reason why I've been considering just to get her neutered, because I'm like, that shit look like it's painful. Her whole body be contorted like this and she be stiff. Her lips be all like she just be stiff. Yeah. Like her back just be broken in. And I like the best thing that I do for her is I like to put her away. So I'll put her in her little cat house and she'll be calm and everything. But if I let her like out in like the open, any stimulation, she's meowing. And first of all, my apartment complex does not know that I have a cat because I refuse to pay $25 additional for her ass. So I told her so I told her that I was like, if they know you here, you going to the alley because they don't know you here, so I need for you to be quiet. But when I would leave, she would, you know how they do that like mating call, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like let the whole apartment complex know. I know I tried rubbing like her back and stuff, but then she started tooting it up on me, and I don't like that. I would rub her back, and she'd be like, "Oh yeah, you gonna give me some?" And I'm like, "Well, hold on, we don't get down like that. Stop tooting it up on me." So I don't think the back rubs help. I think that actually activates. I tried laying her on her side and rubbing her side, but it looks uncomfortable for her. So usually just like putting her in her little space and letting her be is what works. And then eventually it passes and she's back to playing and all that stuff. But I gotta make a decision on what I want to do. I don't know yet. So I'm just trying to think of what's the best for her. It's not really about me. It's more so about her as an animal because it's not about me. It's more so what is more comfortable for her. And I'm like, if she has to go through a heat cycle like that and she's not mating, which I heard mating for cats is horrible. The guys have like spiky penises. I'm like, why? Why is that it? So I heard like guys have like spiky penises. And I don't know. I don't know about that. Be like shelter and buy. No, 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 no. And like I said, if I don't keep her, I definitely don't want to put her in a shelter. Um, I definitely will want to find a home with other cats because I do also feel bad that she's by herself. Sometimes I think she gets like lonely. And I also do feel like cats should be around other cats, but I don't want two cats. One cat is enough, y'all. The fur. Nobody reminded me that I was going to be cleaning fur out of crevices that I've never cleaned fur out of before. I can't have two cats. I can't. Oh, a cat sanctuary, yeah, like something like that, like something where there's more than one cat. Preferably, probably not a sanctuary. I want her to be in home. Like I want her to actually be in home with somebody who has maybe one or two more cats. Um, and then I guess if they want to get her, and now if I don't like neuter her, if they decide to, then fine. Or if they decide to mate her, then fine. But you know, so that's just something else. But no, for sure, she's gonna be in a good home. I don't play that. Uh-uh. You ain't nobody gonna be doing you wrong. And you gotta be careful because people abuse animals. They get animals thinking that they're all nice and stuff, and they be beating the shit out of them, like a farm or something. Yeah. So no, I'm definitely gonna like figure that out. But I don't know. But she'll definitely be taken care of. I want her to just have a happy cat life. Oh yeah, they do. They pretend to be good people and all that. And I'm gonna keep up. Like I'm if I do not keep her, that person that I give her to, I'm definitely gonna do a check in. Like every month or so, every few weeks, just see how she is. I want pictures. If she looking skinny, sucked in, I'm coming to get her. Don't play with me. You taking her to her vet appointments? Actually, she needs to go to the vet, but I'm scared. I'm not scared. I think she gonna be on the red list. I don't know. She may claw a few people, but I gotta take her in because the last time she's been in was when she's a kitten, so she needs to have another checkup. But yeah, so no, I don't play about that. Like I really have a place for animals, and I want to make sure she is in the right hands because I take care of her. You see how pretty she look. I feed her. Oh, it's time for a bath. Yeah, I give her a bath. But I've been giving her a bath since she was a kitten, so she's used to it. She cries a little bit, but she gets through it. I clip her nails. I can only do two at a time. So we did two front ones today, and she was on. So now I gotta do her two back ones. Oh yeah, there are people who love. Oh my goodness, you guys, my allergies. There are people who love animals. Oh yeah, I bathe her. I don't know about the next person bathing her because that's something that I've done with her since she's been a kitten. So like the trust there is different. Yeah, I feel like you have to start them off when they're a kitten. If you're trying to bathe an adult cat, good luck. And they weren't taking baths previously, it's not going to work. But no, she fights it a little bit, but once I get the water on her back, she's like, ooh, I like that. But as soon as I like dry her off, oh, she's gone. She runs. And then I made the mistake. I tried to blow dry her, and she tried to fight the blow dryer. I was I was like, okay, you don't like blow drying. I turned it on. She said, whack, 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 whack. I said, oh, you're not a fan of blow dry. Okay, air dry, air dry. Oh no. She hissed and was like, cats, they be slapping up everything. She hissed and was like, cha, 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 cha. I was like, oh, okay, all right, you're not a blow dryer fan. Cool, cool. All right, cool. So she just air dries. But yeah, she ain't got no problem with fighting the blow dryer though. Oh, oh, I never seen that. You just put them in something and you close it and you like turn it on. Cause she take a while to oh, she takes a while to air dry. Like she can take a few hours to air dry. But in the summer I don't mind it because it's a little bit warmer. Now that it's cooler, I have to probably. I mean, but she's an animal, so it's different. Oh, I'll have to check that out. You heard that, Zayla? You heard that? There's a dryer. You want me to put you in a dryer? No, I don't think she's cool with the dryer. She looked at me like dryer. I'm gonna need for you to stop giving me the crazy eyes. This girl. But yeah. But all right, y'all. I'm about to get up out of here. It's 1:11 on the clock. Thank you for tuning in. I'm gonna go live a little bit more so that we can have more of these conversations. I really do enjoy it. Mariah, thank you so much for tuning in and conversing with me. I love it. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for everybody for your support of my channel overall, for liking, sharing, commenting, all that. Um, I really do appreciate it. And we're really wanting to go far with Eunice. I mean, goddamn, informative beauty. Okay, yeah, no problem, girl. I hear it. Got to make your money, okay? But yeah, so I'll probably try to do this like once out the week or something. I'll let you guys know though before I go live. I'll put it in the community tab or on my Instagram. So definitely go check out my Instagram. It's spelled the same way that it's spelled here on YouTube. All right. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.